Welcome to UnSportsMenMic Conduct, the teaser edition. We're about to hurt a lot of people's feelings, especially out there in New England or in Massachusetts. But when is a genius not really a genius anymore? When is everybody caught up and learned the methods and decided that we can't take it no more and we'll fight back and win? That's how I feel about Bill Belichick. I feel like for years he's gotten by outsmarting the league with minimal talent and with the star, of course, Brady. I think the rest of the league is finally catching up, and the Ravens prove that you can punch them in the mouth and the rest of the talent will crumble right underneath Brady. What do you think, Reese?
I think really it doesn't matter, man. I mean, I think they still going to be in the playoffs, even though I totally agree with what you're saying. But I think at the end of the day, they still going to be in the playoffs. They still going to be a contender, regardless of the situation. You still got one of the best quarterbacks in the game who don't need a whole lot of talent. Just catch the ball. Simple as that. What do you think, JD?
I agree with you. If they're going to continue being it, he's still better than 95% of the coaches, maybe more, better than other teams. At the same time now, there are those couple of elite teams that have caught up to him. We've seen what the Giants have done to him in Super Bowls. Baltimore beat him this year. Look how close Baltimore's beating them last year.
Not forget it was a couple of years ago they destroyed him in Foxborough with a very terrible team.
I mean, since Spygate, what's been going on with them? You know, they have been on the slide. They do play good. They always play good. Where's the talent, though? Where's the new talent? Where's the up-and-coming talent?
I think the league is definitely caught up to him because it's nice to win your division year in and year out, but when you go to the playoffs, at the end of the day, you win a championship. Mm-hmm. And if you ain't getting championships, I mean, what does it matter? That's what we play for, right? So the league has caught up to him. Belichick ain't smoking nobody no more, man. Come on now. Well, I'm really going to give you so much.
I'm not going to say that the only going to win a championship and the whole win championships, but it's going to be one team hosting in the morning, no matter how many great coaches are talented you are. Out of 32 teams, the ones on Houston, my whole problem is that let's look at last year's playoffs. Now, we're this year. You destroy all those teams in the league, they weren't that good. You go to a Ravens team that should have beat you, which is a good team, but the Ravens couldn't squeeze the ball and hold it. And then you go to the playoffs under the Super Bowl and you get beat by the Giants team that we all know is probably the most talented team when they want to play. So the point of the end is that you beat a bum, you squeak out a better team that you probably were, and then you go to and you get a team that we know is dominant and you don't win. I think at this point is in that he's beating the bums, but he can't beat the better teams because the better teams have better talent.
Well, isn't it not just better talent, but how those teams play? Like what JD was saying, with them being more physical. Right. I mean, from what I can remember, the last few years that they've lost playoff games, it's either been to a physical Giants pass rush, a physical Ravens defense, or a Jets team that was physical on that day that they played them. Right. That was the last few losses that I can remember them being in the playoffs. So I think it's just how those teams protect.
Well, let's back to that Jets team that beat them. I'm giving an edge at receiver for the Jets that year. Well, Platt when they played that year. I'm giving an edge to running backs to the Jets that year. Offensive line, I'll give it to the Patriots. Brady is definitely better than Sanchez. We know that. But defensively, it's not even close. That Jets defense is way better, like talent-wise, than the Patriots D is. And not to mention special teams, you got to go with Jets on that one too. That Ravens team. We can go down the same list and say the same thing. Only thing that's consistent with the Patriots is that usually their quarterback is better than everybody else because he's probably the best quarterback in the league, and that the coach is better than almost everybody else's because he's probably the best coach in the league. But at a certain point, it's one thing if I tell you, okay, X and O's, you need to be in this position if this happens. But if your guy's running a 4-5 and other guys running a 4-2, it don't matter how much I X and O it, you're going to probably get beat. And that's what I'm saying, right? You look at the Super Bowl teams, the Rodney Harrisons, Sabi Samuels, the Tyrells, Samuels in one, but the Tyrells, the Brewskis, these guys were talented guys. They probably weren't the best in the league, but they were talented. They could hold their own. He doesn't have guys really like that anymore.
So my question would be then, if you keep losing to these teams, how many times you gotta get thumped in the head before you realize to bring them certain kind of players in to go against the teams that's beating you? Because it's only those set of teams that are beating them in the playoffs.
Right.
So,
I mean, but does anybody really want to play for the evil empire? Most everybody wants to play for the evil empire is usually down on their luck or at their last stop somewhere, and Belichick can probably reinvent them and they go there. Like, when's the last time we got a young guy that's moved over there that wanted to go, free agent and wanted to go over there?
That's a lot of work over there. I mean, it's like, one you forgot is the guy in his career ain't got a ring yet. I might as well try over here.
Oh, Junior Seau? I mean, Seau tried it and he got, 16-0. Got there, but I mean, like, no young cats going to play. Like, think about it. When's the last young cat that was a free agent that was like, oh, I'm going to go to New England? Because New England don't pay you. So you're not going to attract the young cats that got talent because they're not going to pay you.
And you got to work harder.
That's true. I mean, I'm pretty sure it ain't an easy practice.
Oh, Belichick might not want you.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
but he wants Alvin Hainsworth?
Yeah,
God only.
that's true. I mean, I don't know, man. I still think like they probably just one defensive player away. They have one player, one good cornerback, or one good safety. I think that makes a difference, honestly.
Yeah,
maybe a corner.
But how many teams can you say that about? I mean, just because they're that player away, those other teams are just a player away.
Yeah, but not everybody's Tom Brady or Belichick.
No, I mean, the Seahawks are just one coach away.
Some of them are Drew Brees. Others are you know?
That's you hit him in the nuts there.
Hey, man, I apologize for that, man. You put out that performance in ATL like that. But thank you, because I didn't want to see you in San Francisco, so that's good. But no, going back to the main topic, I just think that, I mean, let's look at the way Belichick attacks and approaches the draft. Where's the last really good to semi-marginal hit he's had in the draft? I mean, I look at, like, you mentioned earlier in pre-production, Mayo is probably good. Hightower may be a stud. So, I mean, maybe he's getting back to hitting on these people, but, like, I can't think of the last guy in the draft where I go, damn, that was a great draft by Belichick, except for, like, would you say Seymour and Wilford?
9 years ago?
Yeah.
He's definitely had some bad drafts, and a lot of that is dealing with, like you said, Belichick just trying to be smarter than everyone else, because he's taking some players sometimes at some points in the draft where he had no business taking them. If I could remember, I think Mallett, he took like second or third round. He could have took a skill position player or a player that actually could have helped him play that year, except for some backup quarterback to develop. So Belichick's got a habit of doing that. He makes a lot of crazy selections, but like I said, when you got 3 rings, I guess you get away with doing that.
Well, absolutely. I mean, we can never attack the mountain of 3 rings. I mean, that's always going to be, no matter what we say on this podcast, if he pulled his rings out, it would squash all 4 of our conversations. But I just think at a certain point, every coach, when they got older, had to evolve and change his tad. Just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I think he's at that point where he needs to start evolving and changing. And I think the change he originally made, where he abandoned being a strictly defensive team, control the ball with a short passing game that he did when he won Super Bowls, into this whole, my quarterback's elite, we're going to throw the ball around the yard, and my defense is going to be, and maybe possibly. I mean, he probably was the first one to enter in this new era of the passing era where your defense doesn't have to be dominant anymore. But like you said, he is getting beat by a lot of teams that defenses are dominant with okay passing and running games and offenses, which what his team was known for when he won Super Bowls.
I think it's too pig-headed. I think when it gets to the point, it's like, oh, this ain't working no more. I'm gonna retire. I ain't changing. I got 3 rings. So I need to change.
I don't see him changing either.
I don't see him changing. I think he's still a smart guy.
Absolutely. He's a genius.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. I think he's probably the one of the best coaches ever. We can sit there and talk about that all day.
He's definitely in the top 3 or 4.
Maybe what you probably got right was the draft picks. Maybe he needed to change his philosophy. I was saying earlier, maybe he was doing that same. He has that same philosophy that Jimmy Johnson had. A lot of draft picks, and, get a little smart players.
No, you're right, and I think maybe, and granted, this can all be null and void in the 3 years. These people he drafted, Hightower and Mayo, and all these guys become studs, and they end up becoming one of the best, 3-4 tandems in linebacker, and this all becomes null and void because he drafted these guys. But I think right now, as we're sitting here and we're watching how he got dominated by the Ravens and etc., and this ain't the first time the Ravens have dominated him in Foxborough. So it's not like it was just, I was a shock to everybody. Like, and we sat on this show, and I felt the Ravens were dominating because I don't think that they have enough talent to beat people. Again, like I said, it's one thing to X and O it. You still need talent. So what do you want to tell a guy? How do you want to tell a guy to beat a pass rush? Or I'm going to send you on an X route. Or I'm going to send you, like, we're going to delay it. We're going to send a zone blitz. Yeah, that's cool until they figure it out at halftime. And then you come out, and what happens? They have it blocked. They have it schemed away. Now you're stuck with what? You got to beat this guy one-on-one. Who's going to do that on that team? Where's the talent? Where's the Seymour? Where's that guy that's going to beat that guy one-on-one? I mean, where's the McGinnis? It ain't there. Like, it just isn't there anymore.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and a lot of people probably going to disagree that they do have talent. Maybe not fully on the defensive end, but on the offensive end. And if they wouldn't have lost that game, we'll be probably not even talking about this.
You're right.
And Also, big ups to Ray Lewis for winning, but maybe God has something to do with this game because this dude is praying his way to a victory in a Super Bowl ring.
Don't let Wes Walker wife hear that.
Yeah.
He got 4 wives. He ain't got no wives though. But that will wrap up our talk on Bill Belichick, the genius of the man. And like I said, we're gonna stand by our own convictions. And again, like I said, this will be null and void if next year they go 15-1 and win a Super Bowl, and then I'm at the record to remember this and be like, man, I doubted the genius, and this is why I ended up. So
we ain't never gonna do that.
Oh, they probably won't. But that's it for this one.
He ain't winning no more Super Bowls.
Oh, well, holla.
To the girl you used to see, her days are over. Baby, she's over.